one of my absolute favourite songs, and the idea of transferring this to an acoustic guitar filled me with some joy, but also some trepidation. It's not obvious, it's very much a piano song. But then I read very recently that Billy Joel originally conceived this song as a kind of folk guitar song, and his arpeggiated piano chords are supposed to emulate the finger-picked acoustic guitar sound. So then I thought, well, maybe that's not such a stretch after all. I will just say this isn't a song for beginners. There's some rapid finger picking, there are a lot of bar chords, and the chords generally change quite quickly. There's a fairly devious diminished chord and some slightly funky fingerings just to make sure we get everything in there. But if you're up for a bit of work, then hold on to your hats, because this is really worthwhile. The song has 4 beats to the bar, generally. We'll see that's not always the case. And each beat breaks down into 3, so we're in compound time. So in fact, our overall time signature is 12/8. In the verse, the first 2 lines of the verse are actually 2 beats and 3 beats, then 2 beats and then 3 beats, before we revert to our 12/8. Each verse kicks off with a bar each of 6/8, 9/8, 6/8, 9/8. That shouldn't throw you once you're used to the idea. Okay, let's get into the intro, and if you know the original song, you've got this. She can kill with a smile. Okay, so the verse picks up just at the end of that under the G chord. I'm playing my thumb on the bass note, and my 3 fingers are going to be on the 2nd, 3rd and 4th strings. I'm not playing the top string. In fact, when we get into the finger picking, you'll see I don't really play the top string at all, because we've already got the capo on the 3rd fret. I just want to keep the range a little bit more mellow than it would be if I started playing up here on the top string as well. So C, C, sus4, the little finger comes down, off again, and then G. She can kill with her, and we're into the first verse. Okay, now here we are. We've got 2 beats, 1 beat of C. She can kill with her smile. She can wound with her eyes. Now it's 3 beats of C, and on the original he just sits on that chord for 3 beats. Eyes, 2. She can ruin your... And in the next line again, 2 beats and 3, and we've got an F major 7. So I'm keeping my finger down on the 1st fret of the bottom string and then forming what looks like a kind of A minor behind that. Then I'm going to take that 3rd finger off the 4th string to make F6. Then it's coming back down again, and then I'm playing G. So from the top, she can kill with her smile, she can wound with her eyes too. She can ruin your faith with her casual lies. She only reveals. Now we get into 4 beats in the bar. We've got C, G over B, which is just a G chord without the bottom string, and then into E7. And again here, he just sits on this for 2 beats without playing the chord twice. Only reveals what she wants you to see. 2. She hides. Now we're into A minor, and then A minor over G, and then F major 7, which is effectively A minor over F, and then a G. She hides like a child, but she's always a woman to me. She can lead you. So that's the end of the first verse, and you can see that it ends. She hides like a child, but she's always a woman, with the intro figure to me. Except, of course, that, again, if you know the song, he gets into his arpeggios. For us, it's our finger picking here. So let's take a quick look at the pattern we're going to use. I'm going to keep my thumb on whatever the bass note is. So for a C chord, for instance, that's going to be the 5th string. And I'm going to play, my fingers are going to be thumb, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Now, all of that is a single beat. This is the important thing to understand. Thumb, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So that bar, the last bar of the verse, C, C sus4, C, G, would be... Okay, so it's probably worth going through the various chords and just making sure you understand where the bass notes are. But really, my fingers are just going to stay there. Now the second verse is exactly the same as the first verse except for the final chord. This time there's a C over B, just a C chord but with a B in the bass. And that takes us into the chorus because the chorus begins on an A minor. And so on and so on. We'll get to the chorus in a moment, but let's play through the second verse. And just before we do, there's one place I'd like to look at, and that's the E7 chord, because the E7 lasts for 2 beats, and then rather than just going thumb 1, 2, 3, 2, 1 twice, I am actually going to play the top string there on the second beat. So take what you give her as long as it's free. Okay, so I'm going thumb 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. And then on the second beat, I'm going to pick the top string with my third finger. That gives me time then to do thumb 1, 2, 3, 2. Take what you give her as long as it's free. She steals like a thief. Okay, so that's the only point. That's just how it suits me. You might find something else that you want to put in there. So let's go from the A minor towards the end of the first verse, and I'll play through the second verse into the chorus. She hides like a child, but she's always a woman to me. She can lead you to love, she can take you or leave you. She can ask for the truth, but she'll never believe you. She'll take what you give her as long as it's free. Yeah, she steals like a thief, but she's always a woman to me. Oh. Finally, we reach the chorus. Now the chorus is quite a long, involved affair. We'll go through the whole thing, but you might want to memorize segments of this. It's going to make the whole thing a lot easier. As long as you're reading it off the page, that becomes the main thing you're doing. So if you can maybe memorize the chords, it'll help you to make it more musical, more intuitive, I guess. We kick off with this A minor, and then the A minor over G that we saw in the verse. Then we have D7 over F sharp, and I'm not going to bother fingering a whole D7 because I'm not playing the top string like that. Then I've got D7, and because I want to stick to the middle strings, I'm playing that, which is like a C7 shape on the 3rd fret. Then we have G moving down with an F sharp in the bass to E minor to C. Okay, so those 8 chords. Oh, she takes care of herself. She can wait if she... Then we have another rundown starting on F. Wants F over E, so I'm just going to free up that bottom string. I'm moving my barring finger off there. D minor 7, and I'm going to play that as a bar chord up here, just so that I'm staying on the middle strings. And then I've got a G7. And because normally when you play a G7, it's the first finger on the 1st fret of the top string that makes the difference. I'm losing that because I'm not playing the top string, so I'm going to put that F note, which is what that is, on the 3rd fret of the 4th string. To C. And then we're back to our familiar C and C sus4. Okay, so the whole of the first half of the chorus. Oh, she takes care of herself. She can wait if she wants. She's ahead of her time. Now the second half of the chorus is really where the challenge is. We move to a more remote key of C minor, still with descending bass lines, but now everything is a bar chord. We kick off with C minor. I'm going to move my little finger across to the 6th fret of the bottom string for C minor over B flat, and then I'm just going to slide it down to the 5th fret for C minor over A, which is A minor 7 flat 5, or A half diminished really, and you could refinger it if you've got time. I don't think I've got time to do that, so I'm just going to play that, moving down to an F before we have a B flat, where I've got my finger just mushed across the 3rd fret on the 2nd, 3rd and 4th strings. Then that finger comes off for the open 5th string for B flat over A, then a G minor, and finally E flat major 7, or E flat, you could play that. I'm doing that. Then we have A flat, and then A flat over G, or maybe C minor over G. My A flat is going to be an E-type bar chord on the 4th fret, then I'm coming down here, and then I have G flat diminished. And strictly speaking, I only really need to bar across the 2nd and 4th strings there. But I generally find, especially because my bar's already there, that gives me a little bit more leverage. And then we end up on a D7. That's the bit you're going to need to practice. Let's try singing that. Oh, and she never gives out, and she never gives in. She just changes her mind. And we end with G. And I've got a finger coming onto the 2nd fret of the 4th string, G6, our G7 again, and then G6, and that takes us finally into the 3rd verse. So let's have the whole of the chorus before we go on. Oh, she takes care of herself. She can wait if she wants. She's ahead of her time. Oh, and she never gives out, and she never gives in. She just changes her mind. She promises you more. And we're into the 3rd verse. Now the 3rd and 4th verses are both extended by an section, if you like, and it's slightly different for each one. If I go from the A minor in the 3rd verse, blame it all on yourself, 'cause she's always a woman to me. There's the normal ending, C sus4 to C to G, and now we go back to our E7. So we get, blame it all on yourself, 'cause she's always a woman to me. Taking us back into the chorus. Whoa. So it's just recycling material we've already got. The 4th verse does the same thing, but that's extended a little bit more even. This time, and the most you'll do is throw shadows at. Now this time we've got an F over E. You, but she's D minor 7, always G7, a woman to me. Which just ends the song. Okay, well that's everything, and if you've got this far, well done you. I'm going to attempt to sing the whole thing through. See you at the other end. She can kill with a smile, she can wound with her eyes, she can ruin your faith with her casual lies. She only reveals what she wants you to see. She hides like a child, but she's always a woman to me. She can lead you to love, she can take you or leave you. She can ask for the truth, but you'll never believe you. She'll take what you give her, as long as it's free. And And she steals like a thief, but she's always a woman to me. Oh, she takes care of herself. She can wait if she wants. She's ahead of her time. Oh, and she never gives out, and she never gives in. She just changes her mind. She promises you more than the Garden of Eden. Then she carelessly cuts you and laugh while you're bleeding. But she brings out the best and the worst you can be. Blame it all on yourself, 'cause she's always a woman to me. Oh, she takes care of herself. She can wait if she wants. She's ahead of her time. Oh, and she never gives out, and she never gives in. She just changes her mind. And she's frequently kind, she's suddenly cruel. She can do as she pleases, she's nobody's fool. She can be convicted, she's earned her degree. And the most she will do is throw shadows at you. But she's always a woman